guys, welcome back to Obscene Plant Scene, where I like plants and have a potty mouth. Today I'm going to do the inevitable that I have been delaying and putting off for really far too long. So this is my philodendron patriciae. She's a stunner. This is her newest leaf in all of its glorious perfection. I love it. I love this plant so much. I got this at the Big Plant Expo in April. I have not repotted. I have only taken care of it since then. It is now end of August. I have been terrified to repot it because I truly love this plant and I want to do right by it and I want to do well by it. But I have run into the issue where this is just planted in coco coir and perlite, and I am not used to watering this substrate. It seems far less forgiving than my other chunky soil mixes that I have. It's very airy. I have it in a part of my house where it gets blown by a fan, but I am 99.9% sure that the roots are completely rotting. Yeah, see that blackness? Shouldn't be black, should be white. So I am going to unpot this and repot it in my chunky soil mix. I'm not going to go full chunky mix. I am going to have a little bit of soil in it because I want to get to the point where I can water my plants a lot less, and that mix seems to help me retain moisture but not get root rot. It seems to work for a lot of my other philodendron. It's working good for the ones that are growing that don't look like doo-doo. I'm looking at you, Pink Princess. But anyways, so I'm going to repot it. I don't know at the moment if I will be chopping it. As you can see, the stem situation is a little wild. The aerial root situation is a little crazy. So we'll see. I brought a myriad of different pot sizes. I've got this one. I've got this one, which is a little smaller. And then I've got these, which are a little smaller. Again, I don't know if I'm going to end up with one or two plants, but let's get in here and see if we can save this bad boy, because she needs it. So first, I am going to lay it down and just kind of shake out most of what's in here already. I will not be reusing any of this because I'm pretty sure all of it is either going to have rotty roots, or there's going to be rotted root pieces, and I don't want to bring that into a new substrate. You know, it's like not bringing bad energy into a new home. Same, but different. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Now, sniff test. Still smells like soil. It's not stinky, so that's good. I didn't get to the point where it's like stinky rotty, but it's definitely like, these should not be like this. The only time I've ever seen black roots and not been concerned is when I've repot my nepenthes because they have black roots. So I'm just gonna gently kind of, oh, maybe this is the problem. For it being so airy, it's kind of condensed down here. And like some of the aerial roots don't look great. The person that I got this from at the Big Plant Expo said they did import this one, so this may have been a, like when they imported it kind of situation. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, see, these roots are just, they're shredding off. Yep. Okay, so do the good old shimmy shake here. Oh look, there's the bottom. So there's the original cutting, it seems. Oop, leaf right up in your face. Sorry about that. Some of these roots don't look awful, but this chunk right here is just really all stuck together. See that root there? Ugh. So I bet that's what it was. It was like half the plant got rotty, and the other half was fine. But I need the whole thing to be fine. So yeah, depending on what the root situation looks like once I get all of this off. this is why I don't love coco coir, because in situations like this where I have to take everything off, it's really difficult for me to, because the roots grow through it and stick to it. Honestly, just as bad as moss. So like you hear people say like, oh yeah, I don't use moss because my roots stick to it, and then I use coco coir. Girl, you ain't never repotted. Okay. Try to get more of this off. Some of the aerial roots I can feel all the way up at the top are rotted, so I am just going to cut those off. That way, that will just come off with the root ball. And like this one is also rotty and crispy and gross, so I'm just gonna snip that one off. And then, yeah, see, that ain't doing shit. That's doing nothing for the plant. This is more just like a tidying, like, get rid of that. Depending on how far down I bury it, I'm not going to want all of this extra, like, crispy plant material, because that's just going to, wow, nice, Megan. That's just going to rot. So, let's keep untangling here. And I'm trying to be gentle-ish, but I'm not, like the root, I have no context for how much of the roots is going to have to be, how much of the root ball is going to have to be trimmed off anyways, so, like, really no point being super gentle. Oh yeah, look at that. This whole thing is coming off of one aerial root. So, let's get all up in there. Get all this off. Okay. So, also trying not to get dirt in my eyeball. So, it's so crazy how one root, where it touched the soil, it just branched out into a million little offshoots. Like that. So it looks like we have two independent root systems here that are sustaining the plant. So that is really tempting me to cut it. Just because twice as much plant, twice as much chance for survival, right? That's how math works. The math be mathin', right? So, good heavens. Large plants are annoying. Okay, so I'm going to kind of pull off all the black rotty bits that I can see. Anything that comes off the root ball easily is dead. So like just, because these roots, the roots that don't come off easily, like they're on there. They are hanging on, and not for dear life, they're just hanging on like nicely. So I'm just gonna pull off anything that has like dirt colors, any kind of suspicious looking. Oh yeah, this looks like moss in here. So I wonder if they put it, if these were the original roots that came from the import. Because typically I have heard that plants get imported with just wrapped in moss. The one time that I have imported snake plants, they came bare root with nothing on them at all. No moss, no nothing. So that was a whole different experience from what I had seen online from other people who have imported. But yeah, so okay. Even some of these black roots, they're not like rotty, so I almost wonder if that's like, dropping shit, if that's rotten because of, or not rotten, but if that's dark because of like any kind of charcoal or anything. But that's that root system. Now let's check this one. If this one is not looking good and doesn't have a lot left on it after I take all the bad off, then I'll keep it potted as one plant, because then it'll need all the help it can get from all the roots it has left to sustain itself. Yeah, that's so weird. Like, I'm not used to having plants with roots that are super dark but feel healthy. So, like I said, it doesn't smell bad. It looks bad, but it doesn't feel bad. So I am going to go with 2 of my 3 senses there and just leave it be and see what happens. Now, this is what we're left with, these 2 chunks. So if I were to cut it, there is a pretty easy access point here. But now it's just a question of whether or not I use my shears or if I need to get like a razor blade. I'm gonna try using my shears and just, because I want to get like the growth point is right there. The growth point is right there. But I want to get in between like here. It's kind of hard to show. I'll show you whenever I actually do the cut. So I am going to cut right above the growth point. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I love this plant so much. Oh, it smells like philodendron. And then I'm going to cut around on this side. Kind of continuing around. I'm also trying not to cut off any of the leaves. Oh, don't cut the leaf, Megan. Don't cut the leaf. Cut that right there. And then kind of hard because the leaf here is like pressed right up against the stem. Ooh, okay, I think we might have enough there for me to. I did it. You're my bird. Okay, so there is that chunk, and then here is this chunk. So this is all going off of this, and this is what is left off of this. So as you can see, maybe you can, maybe you cannot. There's a whole bunch of like growth points that have not activated on the stem here. So I think I'll be able to plant this and have more growth points activate. And then maybe if I can get two big plants, I can put them up together on a moss pole. That would be awesome. Okay, so in the meantime, now my problem is, do I take off some of the leaves here, or do I just, let me see. If I plant it in this pot, it's going to kind of look exactly how it looked before. But, you know what? Fuck it. Okay, I'm going to plant this one in this pot. And I'm going to use my chunky mix. And I think what I'm going to do different is I'm going to put this one outside. And then I'm going to put my other one inside and see what happens. Because I got two now, so I might as well do a little experimenting and see what happens. Because most of my plants are outside anyways. So why not see if it will do well out there. So, like I said, this is my chunky soil mix. So I'm just going to leave that like that. I'm going to leave the cut part out so that it won't get any like gross bits. So yeah, you can see that. Got lots of room to grow and fill this plant out with roots. So that means that this should be good in here like for the rest of the season. So that is that chunk. I'll put that over there. And then this bit. So really this is the roots. So if I put it in a small cup like this, I could do like that. And then I would be able to really closely monitor the roots. I may have to repot it again soon, but I'd rather do that than put it in too big of a pot and it actually like rot. So many struggle questions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in a smaller pot just to be on the safe side for now. And then I'll move it up to a bigger pot as soon as I can. Maybe I'll wait for another like 2 leaves to come out or so. Yeah, see? Look at that. Yeah, I'll do this. Yep. So I will bury it like this. And I'll try to bury it down so that the node, like a couple of the spots where I can see the aerial roots wanting to come out, will come out and go down into the soil, give it some new spots for contact. I wonder if I should put moss on top. Ooh, that's a question. No, don't do moss. You didn't like the cocoa core because it was sticky. Don't do moss. Okay, continuing. So I'll do this. That way it's got a little bit of stability here. Ooh, almost dropped the cup on my lap. Okay, do this. Make sure it's stable. Now the issue that I have with pots like this though is that it's in here and it's good, but it's not super stable. So I'm going to have to put it in an outer cache pot that's going to support it well enough. Okay. So this is here. Now this was a pot it was in. Obviously you can see how this is not going to work. But you see how pretty that was in that pot? I wonder if I can put something in the bottom to kind of fill up the pot so that I can still put this in there. Looks like I would need about this much, like a third of the pot filled up. Had some water in it from the last time I watered. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I have any like sand or rocks or anything I could put in the bottom because I also want it to be stable. But I need to be able to take it out and check and make sure it's not getting rotten. So I just want something to sit it in. Yeah, I don't really have any other like outer cache pots that look nice that I like. Oh, actually, I get one from BWH Plant Co. I'm gonna put it in that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that butt cut outside. I'm gonna put the top cut in my BWH Plant Co. pot, and I will add a picture here of what that looks like, all set up on my plant shelf. Ooh, so pretty. Yeah, so gorgeous. Tell me that I did not just fucking ruin my plant. Okay. Anyways, so with that, y'all wish me luck on my patriciae endeavors. I did get a TC, not a TC, but like an acclimated TC online from somebody, just in case this doesn't go well. Somebody was selling it for like 15 bucks because she was just done with it. So I was like, ooh, we got you, girl. So we'll see. Next time I do an update on this plant in a couple of months, I will show you how it's going and I'll show you the little baby. So yeah, hope you guys have a great and wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Thanks so much and happy planting.